everyone. How is everyone today? Welcome to
No Title Needed.
Oh, look at that. I'm Cynthia Collins. Who are you?
I'm Scott Osborne.
Well, I'm glad you know who you are. And we are here today in a bit of a different setting, right?
Very different.
Where are we, Scott?
We're at Brownhound Studios, where I like to create and build and have a lot of good times.
Especially that last part.
Yeah.
So this is Scott's studio. Actually, it's Scott Osborne's official studio, Brownhound Studios. We are not at Feinstein's this week, obviously, but you've made it look. You and Philip and Jessica have made it look great.
Well, thank you.
And nice and cozy. But let's get to the most important thing.
Yeah.
Our guest,
Oh.
Anna Afshar. Correct?
It is. You did a very good job.
Isn't that good?
good?
Anna is a visual artist. And Anna, let's get right to it. So you used to have a studio in Carmel on Main Street.
Yes.
But now you're in the Stutz building downtown, which is one of the coolest buildings, I think, in
Absolutely.
Indianapolis. Don't you think so, Scott?
I totally agree.
It's just so interesting, right?
It's getting to a point where it's historic and it's
When
cool.
have you been there last time?
Oh,
Have you-
gosh. It was probably in college.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
see?
You
Yeah,
have to come
it's
back.
been a while, but
Both of you have to come back
I'd
and
love
visit
to.
me.
I'd
because
love
it is
to.
an amazing building and it's went through an amazing transformation in the past few years, and yeah, I love to be there. But I do miss Carmel.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're here now, right now, having this interview
Yeah.
with us in
Yeah.
Carmel. But so you have your studio there now, and what kind? Let me ask you, because some of your art is behind us, and it's 2 watercolors you do, but you work in oil, you work in acrylic. You know, it's not just watercolor, correct?
I work on all medias and do even mixed media. So when people come to my studio, they ask me, "Is that one artist in this studio?"
Oh.
And then Scott probably knows it's really bad for probably artistic image. You
It
have
is.
to do one thing.
they like a style and they
Right.
like to have something consistent
Right.
out of you, but I don't like
But
that.
I think I do have a style, even looking at these 2 pieces, and there's consistency in certain body of my work, but I just like to experiment and do different things. So
So let me ask you
Likewise.
something. Where are you from originally?
I was born in Russia, but I grew up in Lithuania,
Okay.
so one of the Baltic states.
Yes.
And I came here as a family reunion to US 30 years ago. It's a very, very long story. We need much more time.
Yeah, right. We're
But
on the
my
clock
great
here.
grandmother was born in Chicago. So my family kind of traveled back and forth
Oh,
between
interesting.
the US for generations and still continues because now my son lives in Vienna.
That's right. He's a ballet dancer. You were saying he
Mhm.
dances with the Vienna
Right,
Ballet,
right. So
but he'll be
it's
coming back here.
He's going to come here. I'm going to do some promotion. He's going to dance with Indiana Ballet Conservatory at Palladium in Carmel.
Yeah,
That is
at the
At the
fantastic.
end of
right?
November. Yes.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So what? I mean, okay. So here you are. You're in Indiana as an artist. I mean, I always wonder with you guys as visual artists, like, how is it here for a visual artist? Seriously, like, how hard is it? How hard is it to sell your product? I mean, you know what I mean? It's hard everywhere,
Right.
but
Well, I have been very fortunate. I don't know if it's my fortune, if it's my character, because I do connect with people well and I love people. I'm one of those extroverted artists, which is sometimes it's hard to, right? It's a rarity, I would say. So I've been very, lucky and fortunate to sell my work very well and haven't built here in Indiana a nice following. And I heard from some people who come here from New York just because of the art scene in Indiana. So Indianapolis Arts Council supports Indiana artists in Indianapolis and beyond. Obviously, Carmel has a history of that's why I always feel connected to Carmel because I do Carmel on Canvas, I do Carmel Art Fair, and of course the previous Carmel mayor, everything he did in his time here in Carmel, so it's incredible. So I travel extensively around the world, and I don't think I could be as successful anywhere else as an artist.
wow.
But Indiana, believe it or not, so yeah.
We got such a growing scene here.
do. Yeah.
For the last 10, 12 years, it's
do.
been just developing into an arts community. Downtown, Carmel, all over, Fishers,
Right,
everywhere.
right.
It's expanding in a way, and obviously we have the arts district in Carmel, and that's just been
Right.
that's what brought me here. To the studio space. But
Right, yeah.
but it's been a an interesting development seeing it over the last 12 years, because that's, I felt like I jumped in right when it was starting to blossom.
Right. And for me too, I actually used to work in corporate America. I used to be a chemist in my previous life. So
wow.
I didn't come as an artist to Indiana, but just starting this career kind of really life
Well,
took
you were
me
a
where I am
chemist.
now.
I mean, I'm
yeah.
saying you're a chemist, but you paint now, and you're mixing
Right.
and colors,
It's
and
a
you're
chemistry,
experimenting
of course.
also, right?
They
Still?
say that,
So that's why I
science is-
cannot just stick to one thing. I'm always curious what is going to happen if
Right.
I do.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I mix watercolors with oils, like not in one mix, but I paint oils on top of watercolors seamlessly.
But how? How do you do
Mixing-
that with those different textures?
Well, it's just like there's a texture for watercolor. You can buy texture and prepare canvases for watercolor with texture, and then you can, if like I retain what I love about watercolor, but then I can always touch it up with oils and acrylics if I want to take it further, and really it's becoming a seamless piece of art, which you cannot, and some people cannot tell where was the watercolor and where was oil. So I love to experiment.
Because they're so
with all
different.
this,
I
right?
mean, watercolor's so different than oil, and so different than acrylic. Watercolor's kind of hard to work in, I think. I was saying that to
Right.
you before. I was like,
Yeah.
it's kind of tough,
It's
watercolor.
forgiving to an extent.
Yeah, and
But,
that's
yeah.
why on canvas it's forgiving, because if you don't like something, you just can wash it off and start again, so you're not wasting a piece of paper.
Oh, okay.
And you can just
Right,
wash
sure.
off certain parts of
Because
it.
with
which-
oil and acrylic, you can forget it.
Right, you have to
Yeah.
or you have to work on
Yeah.
top. So
Yeah.
obviously, I believe in freshness of watercolor. It's like I believe you have only one chance when you are painting watercolor to get it right. So with canvas, if you didn't get it right, you can just wash it off and
Yep.
So,
But-
pressure's off
yeah,
with the watercolor.
exactly. So
so, what are you looking forward to in the future right now?
what do I look at in the future?
Yeah,
right now?
what are you excited about right now?
Oh my gosh, in my work, I'm traveling to Vienna next week.
Well,
So I'm
that's
excited about
exciting.
And you
that.
see your son?
I'm going to see my son. I'm going
Yeah.
to teach, actually, I teach watercolor in Stuttgart, in Germany.
We
So I'm going
talked
to,
about
yeah.
Stuttgart, yep.
When I lived there for 2 years, I started teaching
Yeah.
in community school, and I'm continuing it. So I have a group of students who come back. They have friends now, but we get together for a weekend and we paint. So I'm excited about that particular upcoming kind of
Yeah.
excitement. Exciting travels. But I guess artistically and here, I want to create something new again. I mean, I have ventured a little bit more into abstraction. I worked with some decorators for Decorator Show House this last year. So, and I really like that. It's just people do know me by my certain style in watercolor, so it's kind of I noticed even just at the recent art fairs and art events when people see an abstract, well, that's you too.
Yeah, like you said, you do all kinds of
right,
different
right. But
different
I
things.
love that. Like I mean, I love just throwing pigment on the
See what
canvas
happens.
and see what happens.
interesting.
So, right. So I want to create new body of work, and I have a big show coming up in Chicago
Oh.
in February actually.
Where at?
In somewhere in the Fulton Market. So I was invited to this inaugural fine art show, which going full blown. I mean the
So it's like a big arts fair, just like
it's
normal
not an
art.
actual arts fair. It's a nice fine art show, and the guy who invited me, he's from California to do that. Like he's doing an amazing job with like our website for the show. So I
wow.
have big hopes for that. So I need to
Yeah.
create also a body of cityscapes, because that's what I committed to, and probably Chicago, New York.
So you're
Indianapolis.
going landscapes instead of portrait this
Right,
time
right,
for,
right, right,
for a
yeah,
while.
right, yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Well-
we're going to take a quick little break here with our guest, Anna Afshar, and we'll be right back after station identification. Hey everyone, we are back. No title needed. Cindy Collins,
Scott Osborne.
here we are.
We are.
We're here with our guest, Anna Afshar. She is a visual artist. She has her studio downtown Indianapolis in the Stutz building, one of the most interesting buildings in Indianapolis. If you've never been there, go down there. And can people just come in your studio?
Yes, I work there almost every day. Not almost, I work there every day. But my work hours are a little bit like artistic. I go there at midday and I stay longer. But if you contact me, and I will always be there. And the building is open to public.
Yeah,
so
it
you
is,
can
right? Because
always-
I've been down there, and I
Right.
know you have too,
Oh, yeah.
years ago. But
Right.
we just went around and looked at all the
But
artist
it's
studios.
like, it's so different now. So you guys have to come. You will be the first
Are they
ones
still
who
doing
have to come.
walkthroughs, like studio walkthroughs?
Yeah, we
Okay.
have it like every first Fridays now.
Oh,
First
yes,
Fridays are
definitely
open
first
at
Fridays,
Stats.
yeah.
Where there will be a big show for Christmas, first Christmas weekend, but first weekend in December.
Okay.
We're having a big, like a gallery show of Stutz artists, which I will
Okay.
be obviously I will be promoting it on social media and everywhere, and Stutz will be so if you're interested in Stutz, please get on Stutz social media. So
Okay.
everything like
And
we
what
have-
about yours, Anna?
and my Anna Afshar art is my tag
Afshar
for
Arts.
Anna Afshar
Anna
art.
Afshar Arts. Okay.
It's for both for Facebook and Instagram.
And the
so-
Stutz is one of the most iconic
Okay.
locations
Right.
in the arts for the city of
That's
Indiana.
why, yeah,
or
I
the city of
I
Indianapolis,
do
but-
love being there. I
Yeah.
love being in Carmel, and I had my great time here owning studio on Main Street, and then owning studio with people from Carmel Art on Main.
Mm-hmm.
Still my friends, and actually just we were at an event last week, and I felt like maybe I should come back to Carmel, but I said I don't know if I'm just spread thin. I don't know if I can do it.
Well, it's expensive
But-
to have a studio. It's
Right,
just like
right.
you have your home, and then some people obviously don't have their
Right,
studios
right.
in their home. Like you guys mostly don't. You don't.
Right.
So you
I
have
could not have it at
your home, and then you have another
Separation.
another
Right.
brick and mortar that you're working out of, and that's double, pay. So that's hard. That's got to be difficult. But I'm glad that you feel that, like Indiana, that it's becoming there's a
Yeah.
there's a
No, it's
surge
been- yeah,
in the
it's
visual
been-
arts, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
been
great.
amazing.
It's starting to turn
For me,
into a
right.
hub nationally.
Right,
Yeah.
it is. So that's what I'm finding out. Well, Cindy is here too from New York.
I know.
For performing arts.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's
that's
something I've
very
learned today,
difficult
which was
here.
amazing. So
Yeah,
too, but still,
it's very
like,
hard here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think So, but for visual artists, it's really been
Yeah.
a great journey. I support myself as an artist
Good.
full time.
Good.
So
Good.
somebody at the Carmel Art Fair recently tried to imply am I not a hobby? Which other hobbies I have?
Right.
No,
it's
it's
not your
not a
hobby.
hobby.
It's not your hobby. It's not your hobby.
That was the funniest question. I'm
No.
like, hobby?
No.
Did you see me
No.
like if you saw me, lady, setting up in a hurricane on Friday night?
Yes. And
That's
we were
not a
there.
hobby.
No,
Yeah,
we were there.
No, that's,
So-
that's commitment.
Oh my God.
That's
not a hobby.
my life depends on that.
So Scotty, what's
All
the
right.
question? So we always do like the question of the week.
Question of the
right?
week.
Okay. Here we go.
So, at age,
Oh, here we go.
14, 15, 16,
Oh, my
where
God.
did you picture yourself at this point in your life? And that varies to each of us, but
Well, I guess goals that you had, right? Is it like goals?
Well, I was going to be a teacher or a doctor, but I love teaching everybody. I would set my friends and teach them something. So I went to school to be a chemistry teacher, but the life took me a different way, even in diagnostic industry and everything. So, but I do teach watercolors now. So I'm kind of my, I guess, 14-year-old dream fulfilled to a certain extent. I never thought I will be doing art or teaching art, and I never thought I would be an artist, because that's something you had to, like, I was not Michelangelo when I was born, and my family stated that to me, like, so.
But you
Anyway, I
have a
had to-
Picasso
Yeah,
in your house.
I do.
Known as the dog.
Yeah, yeah.
He's here with us today.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Unseen. He's very good. Miniature schnauzer.
Very good boy.
Picasso.
Very good
What
boy.
about you, Scotty?
I picture myself as an automotive engineer, actually, at that time. But I still get to play around with some of those mechanical ideas that were floating around in my head. I just do it in the art form now.
Yeah, you
and
do kind of do engineering stuff.
Yeah,
You
you
do
do
make
kind of,
sculptures
yeah.
that move
Kinetic and, yeah.
and gears
Mhm.
and things. So you kind of have that engineering mind.
Yep, just
And
not
you?
machine. They're handmade now.
Right, right. Well, that's how they used to be made
Yeah.
back in the,
I like that element of it too.
my God, before the industrial age, right?
Yeah, yeah. How about you?
It was actually when I was that age, I was in junior high school, and that's when I really seriously got into theater, and that was it.
Yeah.
There was no
question.
other.
Yeah.
There was no questions. Yeah, no. That was it. I got into it and ran with it, and been doing it ever since. Really, I mean, it sounds simple, but once I really started doing it seriously in school.
Did you go to college?
I went to then of course I went to university for that major. Yeah, my
Major
bachelor's
in
degree.
Theater? Is it
Mhm.
theater? Or?
Yeah, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater. Yes. So But yeah, I just started when I was like that age, 13, 14, and then that was it. Done.
Knew what I wanted,
Done.
did it, and
Yep.
look at me now.
So there you have it. All right. So there you have it. Send in your how
Please
do they
respond.
they can
Yeah.
respond, right?
Of course, we'd love that. Put it in the comments. We'd love to see what you guys were interested at that age as well.
Excellent. We're gonna wrap it up
We
here
are.
at Brown Hound Studio.
Brown on Studios.
Brown Hound Studio, named after Millie,
Mm-hmm.
Scott's dog.
And she is here as well.
She's here, but she's in the other room.
Yeah.
Because she's hyper.
Yeah.
Not like Picasso, who's sitting
Very docile.
lovingly under the desk. All right, Anna, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. For
All the
having me.
best
Can
of
Picasso
luck.
come on the
Yes,
on the-
Please, let's get a
hurry,
shout
pick
out
him
to
up.
Picasso.
Hurry.
Picasso, you can say hello.
There's a handsome boy.
Yes, he
There's a handsome boy.
Everybody, we all turn into idiots when the dog comes.
It's like, oh my gosh, I'm a little bit scared of this week.
But good luck. I'm glad
Thank
you're down
you
the
so
Stutz
much.
building.
Thank you.
As I said, we love that building, and we'll come
I
down.
hope to
We'll
see
come down
that.
and see you. And go
See
down
you
and
too first.
yeah, go
Yeah.
down and visit the artists in the Stutz building. It's an amazing building, but there are so many different kinds of artists
Right,
there.
right.
That's why it's so interesting too.
Right.
Yep.
So, thank you so much.
It all feels.
Thank
Yep.
you guys for
And thank
having
you,
me.
Cindy Collins.
Scott Osborne.
All right, we'll see you. No title
See ya.
needed. Thank you.